If you are anything like us, starting the day with Live with Kelly and Mark is the ideal way to get your day into motion. Kelly Ripa? Is she still alive? And what are the live broadcasts of the daytime chat program hosted by Mark Consuelo this week? The episode that aired on Thursday was pre-recorded, much like the broadcasts that were broadcast earlier this week and the week before that. The show that aired today featured a performance by A Great Big World, as well as repeated talks with Linda Cardellini, Sophia Carson, and Anthony Anderson. Recently, Jerry O'Connell, Carson Kressley, David Murr, and Steve Patterson joined Ripa and Consuelos as guest co-hosts. Others who joined them include Steve Patterson. As a result, the roster of substitutes for Consuelos for the week of July 29th, when Consuelos was in Los Angeles for a performance, has been completed. According to Ripa, Jackie Tone, Jenna Dewan, Rita Ora, Elle Duncan, and Katie Loss were in charge of the show the following week, with Consuelos serving as the host. Rhea was absent from the show. According to Deadline, the 21st week of July was Live with Kelly and Mark's best weekly performance since April, with an average of 2.2 million viewers tuning in to see the show. According to a production source that contacted DCID in June, when DCDR reported on Liv's week-to-week ratings rise, the Live family is currently on their annual summer break. This information was provided by these individuals. The good news is that even during commercial breaks, there is new information included into each and every show. This content includes host remarks. A significant number of individuals were dissatisfied with the fact that this week's program of Live with Kelly and Mark was a pre-recorded version rather than the typical live banter and fresh celebrity interviews that are typically featured. This week, the purpose for screening tape shows and rehashing interviews is quite straightforward, and it is refreshing to see that it is being done. To commemorate the program's usual summer break, both hosts have been taking small breaks from their workstations in order to celebrate the occasion. Consequently, this indicates to viewers that the typical live pace of the franchise will be temporarily disrupted by a lineup of guest co-hosts, interviews that have been previously taped, and other such events. In the lengthy article that follows, we learn about the show's recent happenings, the fill-ins, the current airings, the ratings trends of the summer, and what fans may anticipate when Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos take over the live desk. The fact that the show is still airing on the schedule, or that the hosts are not abandoning their audience, is not the most important piece of information to be aware of when a live but not live episode is broadcast. During the time that the show's primary on-air talent is away on vacation, the producers are airing interviews, performances, and even host chats that have already been recorded. It has been confirmed by production sources that this is the show's annual summer break and that this will continue to be a regular part of the program's schedule. I'll summarize by saying that Kelly and Mark are not completely insane. Despite the fact that the Daily Show machinery is still operating, they are having a vacation that they fully deserve. The significance of this difference lies in the fact that syndicated discussion shows, such as Live, nearly never completely suspend their broadcasts. It is more desirable for producers to maintain the momentum that has been established and to fill the weekday time slot with content rather than to become silent. The programming for this week is comprised of a combination of newly filmed pieces and content that has been recycled with the intention of attempting to keep the audience engaged while also providing the hosts with a break. During the course of the broadcast, there were several viewers who were left thinking, is this live? Some of the highlights of the show were a musical performance as well as a part consisting of old interviews. During that specific day, we were going to have conversations with Anthony Anderson and Sophia Carson. Linda Cardellini was going to stop over, and A Great Big World was going to give a performance. This is the entirety of the day's worth of content that was recorded and then repackaged for viewers. Those actors are included in the episode guide for the show on those particular days. Why not, as an alternative to wasting an hour, use taped interviews and rear segments that have already been released? In addition to having a great production value, it is also quite easy on the eyes. Recorded interviews can both be entertaining and educational even when they feature A-list guests. Additionally, a repurposed taped item may still be relevant due to the fact that the show is syndicated into a considerable number of different local areas, each with a varied air schedule. Due to the fact that consumers expect live immediacy throughout the weekdays, this can be a source of disappointment. And well-known faces are suitable for a large number of individuals. When one or more of the hosts are absent from the show, Live employs a rotating cast of guest co-hosts to fill in for them. Over the course of this summer, fill-ins have included the likes of Elle Duncan, Jackie Tone, Jenna Dewan, Rita Ora, and Katie Loss among their peers. During the week when Kelly is absent, the other hosts will be present alongside Mark. When Mark was abroad in Los Angeles for a different job, the show continued to air with the help of guests such as Jerry Carson Kressley, David Moore, and Steve Patterson. Because of these substitutions, the show was able to maintain its consistency, even when the main hosts were not there with the audience. The rotating host model has been moved to a new location. The devastating news that Mark Consuelos has been diagnosed with cancer has left his loved ones and admirers in a state of shock and disbelief. In the wake of the confirmation of the diagnosis, the actor is unable to find any solace, and the news has left his wife, Kelly Ripa, in utter disbelief. Immediately following the terrible announcement, viewers from all over the world have come together to show their support for Kelly and Mark. The emotional responses they have displayed have presented a facet of themselves that many people had never expected seeing. There has been a long-standing admiration for the actor Mark Consuelos for his portrayal of a tough Hiram Lodge on the television show Riverdale. Because of his approachable personality and attractive television presence, he has garnered a legion of dedicated followers. It has been proved that even the most robust persons among us are still susceptible to illness. As this most recent diagnostic has shown, an emotional statement was made by Mark in which he related his tale and explained that he had been experiencing symptoms for some time, but he had not anticipated that his disease would be so severe. Following the news that Mark had been diagnosed with cancer, the Consuelos family was immediately confronted with an uncertain future. The emotional responses that the actor and Kelly Ripa have shown in response to the diagnosis have been extremely moving, to say the least. Kelly broke down in tears during a recent episode of Live with Kelly and Mark, during which they were talking about the difficulty of the trip that they were about to embark on. Due to the gravity of the situation, it was clear that they had reached a point of emotional exhaustion inside themselves. A profound impact was made by viewers by Kelly's candor regarding the state of her husband. When she explained the agony of seeing a loved one go through such an inconceivable catastrophe, her statements were so heartbreaking that they brought the crowd to tears. Because they have been through so much together, the love that the couple shares has always been a source of inspiration for their fans. This new era of their lives, on the other hand, has acted as a sobering reminder of how fleeting life is and how crucial it is to treasure every moment spent with those we respect and cherish. On the occasion of a confirmation of his diagnosis, Mark shed a few tears, which was a departure from his normally robust and self-assured demeanor. This has been a moment of deep significance for both Michael and Kelly as they come to terms with the fact that Michael has been diagnosed with cancer. According to the most recent interviews that Mark has given, he is determined to fight with all of his strength, but the emotional toll that the situation has had on him has been too much for him to bear. As a result of their dependence on one another for strength, Mark and Kelly have managed to keep their hope alive in spite of the overwhelming despair. During this difficult time, the outpouring of support from friends, family, and fans has been a source of peace, and Kelly has expressed gratitude for the incredible medical staff that has been surrounding them. Since the pair has always been open and honest about their life, many people were moved by their unedited emotions to the news that they had been diagnosed with cancer. Mark is resolute in his determination to have Kelly by his side during the entirety of his clinical therapy. It is the love and perseverance of the Consuelos family that will get them through this difficult time, despite the fact that the path that lies ahead is guaranteed to be challenging. They are receiving prayers for his rapid recovery and courage as they confront this awful new chapter in their lives. Mark and Kelly have the support of their fans who are sending them prayers through their social media accounts. In the end, the story of Mark and Kelly is a story of love, perseverance, and being open to new experiences. They will be able to make it through this difficult road because of their unshakable relationship, and they will have the backing of their supporters at every stage.